I can give till I'm gone. Only so much of my blood I can bleed for you. Only so much of my soul I can spend on you. Only so much I can give till I'm gone. There's only so much I can give till I'm gone. I stand here in your shadow. I am broken and ready to sleep. And I try to escape, but there's nowhere to go. Your roots run far too deep. And there's nowhere to run, and there's nowhere to hide. And I'm left with this broken down feeling inside. 'Cause I let you in, and I let you see the angry, the empty, and the broken parts of me. And you told me you loved the empty parts of me. But there's only so much I can give till I'm gone. Only so much of my blood I can bleed for you. Only so much of my soul I can spend on you. Only so much I can give till I'm gone. Only so much I can give till I'm gone. There's only so much I can give till I'm gone.
Welcome. So y'all be glad that we do wear masks. I am. I look a lot better with it on. So I'm going to introduce Scott Camille, president of the Gainesville Chapter of Veterans for Peace. And then he's going to come up and welcome everyone. I'm really grateful you all came. I'm really grateful. I know this is a busy weekend for everybody. So thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Sheila. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our event. "12 years ago, I went to my daughter's wedding in Massachusetts, and when I was there, I stayed with the Veterans for Peace in Massachusetts. And in their office, they had these peace poetry books, and I started reading them, and I loved them, and I thought, wow, we could do that in Gainesville. So that's where the idea came from, to bring the Peace Poetry Contest here, and this is our 12th year. And I want to welcome everyone again, and I want to thank all of the poets, all of the teachers, and the parents. We have a fundraiser. Veterans for Peace has a fundraiser every December called the Winter Solstice Celebration, and we do that here. And that's where we raise the money that we use for the Peace Poetry Contest, the Peace Scholarship, Memorial Day, and everything else that we do. We raise that money at the Winter Solstice concert. We have a table over there in the back where Kirk is. Raise your hand, Kirk. And that has all of our materials, our newsletter, bumper stickers, our magazine, information sheet about who we are. So please feel free to take whatever you want from that table. And I'm going to bring Sheila back up.
All right.
Thank you, Sheila.
Strict 2-minute instructions. 2 minutes. So I'm Sheila. I'm a member of Veterans for Peace and one of the organizers of the Veterans for Peace Poetry Contest. First, I'd like to thank Olivia Reagan Hunter for her wonderful music. She's been doing it the last 3 years. And I'm encouraging her to apply for the Peace Poetry Scholarship. So I'd like to thank all the student poets also who wrote poems and were interested in expressing their ideas about peace and social justice. All the poems submitted were extraordinary, lovely poems. Thank you to all the teachers, schools, and parents who encourage their students to participate. The names of the participating teachers are in the poetry books. We had a great diversity of poets and poems all across the county were represented, and the beautiful, powerful poems reflect the range of experiences of our young poets. Every year, it seems there's a different thing that students want to express. A couple of years ago, it was about school shootings. We got a ton of poems about that. And we'd like to thank the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship for hosting the poetry reading, and to the Unitarian Social Justice Committee for co-sponsoring this event. Thank you to UU member Garrett Hector for running the soundboard today. The photos and video from today will be posted on the Veterans for Peace website at some point. They will also be posted on the UF Samuel Proctor Oral History Program YouTube channel when Deborah Hendricks, who has joyfully, back there filmed every poetry reading for the past 12 years, is able to edit it. Thank you, Deborah, and the Oral History Program. So, this is the boring stuff. The poems are amazing. So after the readings, we will be awarding 4 Veterans for Peace scholarships. It is a different program for all you older students and teachers out there. Make sure to check out our website. So could all of the teachers, educators, and school board members who are here to support the students please rise? So thank you for coming. There will be a reception after the program. Y'all probably saw the chairs. We would ask that all the poets and scholarship winners come back to the stage at the end of the program for a group photo. We'll post that photo on our website, and the Gainesville Sun publishes it in their Community Achievers. So that's why y'all signed the release. And we're also with the names of the poets and scholarship winners and their schools, so watch for that. We will follow the order of the poems being read as printed in the poetry book. Not all poets, of course, were able to make it today. And again, I want to thank people. There was like graduations this weekend. I really appreciate all of you all coming. So Mary Barr will now talk about the Unitarian Fellowship. Mary is a veteran, and believe it or not, from the Vietnam War. I just have to say that because it blows me away. And a member of Veterans for Peace.
Thank you. I'm also the photographer, so just give me a minute here. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Gainesville. It's kind of a mouthful, but we really feel at home here, and we'd love to have you come visit if you are looking for a religious home. There's all kinds of brochures out in the lobby as you walk out between the 2 double doors. Help yourselves. We have a religious education program here. There's a fantastic playground right behind us here that I know I helped to build, and that's a very important part of our fellowship, so children are one of our focuses. Social justice is another one that's very important to us, and we're working on voting rights this year and hope that you'll come to our Voting Rights Festival on June 11th at Depot Park. Welcome and enjoy. Thank you.
So now I would like to introduce Melanie Hopson. She is an author who got her MFA at the University of Miami. Melanie was one of the poetry judges. She will introduce the poets and their poems. I will hand the poets, all you poets, pay attention. I'm going to be handing you your certificates and the gift cards. So everyone wants to hear you all read your poem. So please speak loudly into the mic, and we'll help you adjust it. And we ask that the audience please stay until all the poets have read their poems. And I just added this. Some of the poems in the higher grades have vivid imagery and strong messages, so just be cautioned that there is some strong vivid images in the older poems. Come on up, Melanie. First, we'll have 1st through 4th grade. So I added a student, so I'll let you know.
Okay. Hi. It's nice to be in a room filled with so much happiness. Thank you. It was my privilege to be able to look at all of the work that came in along with the other judges, although I prefer to think of it as people who are just appreciating good poetry. And today is my honor to be able to recognize the newly published poets out there. Our first two poets chose to write haikus. They're also the youngest poets. Haikus, as you all know, are pretty rigid and tough. They have rules that you have to follow, and they both did really excellent job with their poems. Our first poet today is Jayla Hines. Is she here? Come on up.
Promise to love you, you promise to love me, because we all are family. Don't fight, don't hate, don't kill each other. Let's make a promise to help our sisters and brothers.
Thank you for writing your beautiful poem.
The other thing I want to mention about the first two poets is I love the directness of their voice. Their voice is really pure and really strong, and they did a fabulous job. Our next poet is Anaya Singleton.
Let's make peace and stop the wars in Ukraine all over the land. Making peace and loving our brother, it's a better plan.
That's so great for your first public reading, first of many. The next poet is Alyssa Robinson, and she wrote a poem called Peace. And my favorite line in this one was the third line because it seemed very current. I love when poetry speaks to the current generation. So is Alyssa here? Yeah, come on up.
Peace is love, peace is kind, peace should be on all the time. Everything should be fair when we share, to be free when we think. Life can be harmony when we agree. Let's relax and be peace, peace, peace.
Okay, our next poet, Cole Carpenter, he wrote an untitled poem. Maybe he's come up with the title since then. I appreciate the rigor in his poem. He has these repetitive words at the very beginning, and he ends with a very nice couplet to give it a little bit of a twist. Thank you, Cole.
Imagine a world where everybody lived in harmony. Imagine a world where there were no enemies. Imagine a world where the nighttime is peaceful. Imagine a world where the day is filled with sun and smiles. Wars destroy. Wars bring worry and sadness. War tears apart families. They fill the days and nights with terror. Peace weaves happiness throughout the days and nights. Peace reunites families and many more people. Peace gives no frightening thoughts. Peace gives war no advantage. Imagine peace weaving through this nation and through our world. Imagine what the world would be like.
Thank you, Landon. Caden Green is going to read for us. Is he here? Come and share your poem with us. Thank you.
First, I want to say I wrote this one about Ruby Bridges because I think she's an incredible example of peace and social justice. So mine is titled Passing the Test by Caden Green. Walking to school every week, the walk is so long it hurt my feet. Now marshals surround me to keep me safe as I enter the new school for my very first day. Before I could come, I had to pass the test. My dad said no, but my mom said yes. She said, Ruby Bridges, I need you to do your best because you'll be the first to lead all the rest. Alone in the classroom, I saw kids leaving one by one, which had me confused because school was not done. My family was mistreated, and that was not cool. All because I integrated in all-white school. After 6 months, the protest ceased, and now all black children can go to school in peace.
Thank you, Caden. And our next poet is Lily Harrell, who wrote a beautiful poem where she talks about peace as a solid rock that can be planted upon, which is an interesting contradiction, which I think embodies the whole contradiction of peace, really.
The solid rock of peace, where it starts, the place where only you can create the waves that crash down, leaving nothing but a grain of sand. But no matter how small, you can still be at peace. Even as small as the seeds you plant, nurturing them until they grow into something stronger than the largest oak, never being cut down by the thought of war. Wandering the pages, your book telling your tale, inspiring new stories, bringing the old memories of peace to life. When your story ends and the pages are no longer read, the other stories are still sharing their tales of peace to the world. And when that thought is lost through the ash and flames, when the pain pierces your mind, covering your light inside, the light that brings you back to the place it starts, the solid rock of peace. Don't let them poison your mind. Don't let them succeed in silencing you. Don't let them cut down your tree. Don't let them tear apart the world that was once at peace, putting it back together through violence and lies. Bring back the memory, bring back the thought, plant more seeds, inspire more stories, bring back peace.
Thank you. Our next poet opens with another nice contradiction. The quieter peace is, the louder it screams. And her name is Noelle Hurley. Her poem is Peace We Need. Is she here today? No. Okay. Well, you can read it for yourself. It's a beautiful poem. And then Sophia Norrell, I hope I have pronounced that correctly, wrote a poem called Peace. And I just want to say before you start in the third stanza, I love the way you took that big concept and pulled it down to something we can all agree on, which is whether pineapple belongs on pizza.
Peace is much more than just no war, though that is a part of it, to be sure. It's the way you think, you say, you do. Peace is a part of both me and you. Nature's a part of peace as well, an enchanting, natural, green-tinted spell. It's the calming feeling that you might know, learning and appreciating how different things grow. The way a breeze could whistle through your hair while scattering seeds everywhere, or seeing some fireflies on a warm summer's eve, watching them dance and bounce around with glee. Agreeing to compromise is part of peace too, to find a happy middle ground but still stand true. Pineapple belongs on pizza, that's a truth, a fact, even though not everyone agrees with that. But still we can manage to get along, a world where everyone knows they belong. People in Ukraine are suffering every day, attacked by Putin leading Russians astray. Back here in our country, we're fighting a fight to support the minorities' equal rights. Should we win these wars, there might be more peace, more acceptance and joy, the fighting could cease. With peace and love and time and hope, we can get through wars and try to cope with our changing world full of twists and turns, and know that peace will always return.
Thank you. Our next poet opens with this beautiful world-weary tone to his poem and has this lovely extended metaphor of the boat as our world adrift. And his name is Miko Shitama?
No, he's not able to.
He's not, okay. Well, now I've given you an intro to his poem. You can have a look at it yourselves. August Zhang wrote peace with powerful images like the sky ignites with sparks of anger. Is August here? Okay. Let's move along. Lillian Tomlinson.
No.
Okay. Oh, and that's such a lovely, see the way it just is shaped like a body? I love that, the way she did that in her poem. Avery Zappini. Are you here, Avery? Yes, great. All right, go for it.
Okay, somewhere in the classroom, in the middle of Ukraine, there is a boy, sitting at a desk just like you or me, worrying about homework, about fitting in, about the science tests next week he has not yet studied for. No, the boy is worrying about whether he will make it all the way home without getting blown up while riding his bike. His friends worry about the subject too, for they know climbing under their desks and putting their hands over their heads won't be any help when a bomb lands directly above the gymnasium.
I think one of the jobs of poetry is to take big ideas and try to distill them down into a way that we can understand them, and I think you did that beautifully, Avery. Callum Daly. Are you here? Oh, excellent. Peace poem.
Okay. Cities destroyed in Ukraine. Civilians all in pain. Homophobia all throughout America, and the same with transphobia. Racists saying slurs all day. They say it's not okay to be gay. No peace in this world. There's war in Ukraine and homosexuality discriminating. People causing mental and physical pains, and men are teased for dating. Hatred and war on the planet, people's hearts cold as granite. There must be peace for humanity to remain in one piece.
Let me check. I may have gotten a little bit out of order. Is Landon here? No, I think he's absent, yeah. Oh, he is here. Oh, Landon, I'm so sorry. I skipped right over you. Peace we must trace.
We need to make, wait, is this on?
Yeah, I think either one.
We need to make the world a better place. It's peace we must trace. There are bad things going on. Everything is wrong. There is a bad war. All of it is blood and gore. Ukraine is in trouble. Everything is turning to rubble. It's peace we must trace. The world is becoming a death flock. Everyone is in shock. Why are people doing all this killing? Whose hearts are we filling? People are being mean. Look at all the bad things people have seen. It's peace we must trace. Russia is invading for no reason. Is it just the cruelty season? Russia wants more power. They know it's Ukraine they can devour. Ukrainian people are being tortured. Their families are in horror. It's peace we must trace. But we can stop all this madness. We can stop all this sadness. Peace is the key. Peace is the key to be free. Peace is the key to all the killing. Peace is the key to the hearts we aren't filling. Peace is the key to the war. Peace is the key to all the blood and the gore. Peace is the key to Russia invading for no reason. Peace is the key to the cruelty season. Peace is the key to make the world a better place, because it is peace we must trace.
I feel so bad that I skipped over Landon. That was my mistake. But I wanted to point out that he used the word trace throughout his poem, which is something we associated with, military weapons and things, but he used it to talk about peace, which was a nice little twist. Really smart.
Okay, so now we're going to have one song to kind of break it up. And then we're going to do the rest of the poems. I would like to emphasize, we get almost 200 poems in the past, up to 400 before COVID. And it's really hard for the judges. They spend 5-6 hours looking. We had a lot of students in 5th and 8th grade that submitted poems, so it was very competitive. This is a great event. Can I put these down?
Yeah.
Hello again. This song is called Open Your Eyes. I wrote it a while ago, but it seems relevant.
Open your eyes, why don't you? Or are you afraid to see what you have done to what could have been and what could still be? Open your eyes, why don't you? And really look at me. Or are you too afraid to realize that we have no way back to yesterday? Yesterday's a diary written in stone, and no way on to tomorrow. For tomorrow will never come, and you keep wishing, keep praying, keep hoping, keep trying. But now there's a war on, and we are dying. Open your eyes, why don't you? And look at what you once called home. Can't you see the ashes falling from the fire you lit so long ago? Can't you see the end? It's calling for the promises you buried in the snow. Don't you tell me you didn't see this coming when it started out. Don't you lie to me, I believed you then, and now without a doubt there's no way back to yesterday. Yesterday's a diary written in stone, and no way on to tomorrow. For tomorrow will never come, and you keep wishing, keep saying there's hope, stop lying, 'cause now there's a war on, and we are dying. Open your eyes, why don't you? You're burning what you once called home. We all believed in what you could be. We thought we were wise, we thought we could see. The lies you told sounded so true. If only we knew, if only we knew. Now all I can see is stained in red from the blood we spilled, and the people who are dead now, who would be alive now if we'd shut our ears to the poison, but we didn't. And now there's no way back to yesterday. Yesterday's a diary written in stone, and no way on to tomorrow. For tomorrow will never come, and we'll keep wishing, keep praying, keep hoping, keep trying. But now there's a war on, and we are dying. Open your eyes, why don't you? 'Cause now there's no going back home.
Thank you.
Poetry, beautiful voice. Thank you so much. Back to grade 7. Asher Case wrote a beautiful poem called All We Need, which the last line where he undersells it effectively highlights the complexity of peace. Is Asher here today?
He wasn't able to come.
Okay. Then we go on to another poet, Noah Gorm, who chose to write a haiku. Is Noah here? Great. And you know, they're hard forms, and he even managed to get a season word in there. Really great. Come on up.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Fear, the ember of war. With the flames, it too burns out from the reign of peace. Injustice and all, through time we may change ourselves, for peace we must fight. Serenity, calm, since many do not have them, be aware of all.
Our next poet is Ray Key Kinsey, who wrote the poem MLK Was a Dreamer. Rakai, thank you. Is Rakai here today? Would you like to come up and read? Yeah, come on. Thank you.
Okay. MLK was a dreamer, dreamed dreams to change the world's demeanor, to accomplish his goal without usage of violence, to help the world become a bit cleaner. He preached his dream nationwide, both colored and not on his side. MLK was a dreamer who started as a preacher, who preached about equality, preached for things to change, realized that he is a bit different than your average dreamer. MLK started as a preacher, who became a dreamer, who became a doer. He did things to accomplish his dreams, marched, preached, did. MLK was a dreamer who had more courage. He had half the world against him, half the world with him. It truly didn't matter. He would preach for human rights anyway, for colored and not to drink from the same fountain, for little black boys and black girls to hold hands with little white boys and little white girls. It takes a dream to want to change the world. It takes courage to change it.
I think you can tell this is not an 8th grader. So this is Rakai's teacher, right?
Yep. And I'm Ms. Parinello, Rakai's ELA teacher.
Okay, thanks for coming. Rakai, stand up.
Thank you. This is another name I may butcher. I hope not. Please correct me. Cyrus Faraborzian. He's not here? Okay. He also wrote a lovely poem. Then we have Autumn Frenchman. Yeah, come on up.
In my pocket of peace, I see green trees that dance along my protected neighborhood, rich with the scent of petrichor from the morning's dew. It's a place where the wailing blue and red sirens outside my window only lull me to sleep with their repetitive tune. In my palace of peace, I have rococo mirrors that reflect positivity and ricochet through the room. In my petition for peace, I yearn for a change. I dismantle and reconstruct my outlook into something bigger. I allow peace to permeate and run along cheeks of frowning faces. I plead for peace and strive to achieve it.
I want to applaud the use of petrichor in that poem. What a great word. And also the recognition that peace is needed everywhere, not just in war zones. You can be in a safe place, a beautiful place as described in this poem, and peace is still something that we all need. Our next poet is Carly Loffler. Is she here? No. No, okay. Quan Tran, is Quan Tran here? Great, thank you.
Politicians start the war. Why should they fight? They give that role to the poor.
Speak into it, go ahead. We want to hear you. It's a beautiful poem.
Destruction fueled by greed. Young soldiers use us pawns. Return home, old and ill. Watch as lives are lost. Just another man among the rows. Disposable heroes. When will it stop?
Thank you, Quan. I'd like to sort of point out about your poem that it has this really sophisticated understanding of war, which I really appreciate. And the phrase disposable heroes is just beautiful. Nolan Van Riper, are you here? Great.
Our world is filled with hate. We judge, we want, we sin. Once again, we make mistakes. We hide the regret we feel within. But to your alarm, believe me when I say, this fear, hate, and harm can all go away. The darkness in this world, the hatred that we see, can all be unfurled, because with love, we can be free.
Thank you. I like that image of the flag being unfurled for all of humanity. It's often just associated with one country. Maya Rose Jaco Ellen, are you here? No, okay. Deshaun Davis. Is Deshaun here today? Come on up. Thank you.
Peace, 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 that's all we ask for. But how can we ask for peace when we're in the middle of war? Fight, 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 that's all we want to do. Fighting over land when a man can't afford a shoe. Shoes on his feet, shoes in his road, landmines on the ground ready to explode. Bombs in the road, bombs in the sky, kids crying out in fear, they're not ready to die. Darkness in the night, darkness in the day, the world is falling apart, we just need peace today.
As we've seen with our musician here today, a lot of poetry is about the music and the rhythm of it. And what I loved about Deshaun's poem was that repetition, which gave us the experience of the grind of war, the grind of the battlefield. Really well done. Isabel Padron, are you here today? Come on up. Tranquil Peace.
Peace is quiet and calm. Peace is a state of tranquility. Will I ever reach peace? So far away it seems, always unattainable. Life is busy, always immersed in pools of anxiety, always moving, managing, maintaining, always racing, rushing, and resenting. When will I attain it? When can I reach it? When will life be tranquil? Will I ever be at peace?
Thank you, Isabel. Aiden Schneck. Is Aiden here? Not here? Okay, thank you. And then the oldest among us, 12th grade, I think, Jackson Christie. Is Jackson here? Right.
Is this good? All right. The ground is warm from blood. A flag is stuck in the dirt, wavering in the wind. The bleak, dark clouds cover the distant field. A cracked statue is left standing, a reminiscence of peace, yet pulseless bodies kiss the feet of it. Sparse trees scattered, missing their leaves and bark, from the burns. A man stumbles through the torn world, upheaving to a small hill which overlooks his made beauty. He leans against a tree falling down. Looking up, he sees that this tree still has all of its leaves and skin unburned. The wind kisses the soft ryegrass as I slump next to the tree as it shades me. My blood dripping on the bark stings the tree. No matter, she sprinkles peach blossoms onto me. I observe my May beauty, colors of all. The sun, bright, warm, and kind, as it hugs me with its beams. The world as I know it has no meaning at all. I know my time is short, yes. Oh, but what colors do I see? Death is so heavy in vision. However, the world engulfing I see does not reflect that. Birds hum, butterflies float and flicker, twirling in the light wind. I glow inside as I am about to die. A feeling I have never felt before. And as my eyes wander to observe my May beauty, I chuckle and lay my head against the tree. Wheezing softly, my mind fades. My body is left behind with all my brothers who met the same fate. All is quiet on the front line. All is quiet. Music of birds chirping and wind brushes the trees plays. Let the birds and bees and sun heal us while we hear and feel the wind comb its fingers through the trees, grass, and my hair. Let me be. At the end of the day, when the men are tired and all has been said and done, the hell made is seen about his surroundings. However, nature lets them play, and nature watches and speaks only wisdom of love. Man does not hear because he is too preoccupied by his games and toys. He will not listen until he is perched up on a hill, breathing his final breaths, of which then will he realize the world that is peace. In that moment, he was still enough to listen to the trees speak, birds hum, and wind playing. And that was when love found him, and man found love. Wind's kisses.
So Jackson's teacher is right there. Stand up, Miss Haas. Stand up. So Jackson, you're a 12th grader. You need to apply for the Peace Scholarship next year, okay? All of you now know we do Peace Scholarships, different program. Make sure you apply. Okay, come on up, August. August had a recital. August Zane.
Peace. Peace is love. Wait, sorry, that's the wrong poem, sorry. Oh, here it is. Peace. Why do we fight when the earth is torn? Why do we hide when battle's lurking nearby? The sky ignites with sparks of anger. Cannons roar in the distance. Ashes lay on the wilted flowers. Bombs explode with fury. Screams pierce the air left and right. Flames flicker in the night. Despair flows in the breeze, spreading like a disease. Helicopters fly up and down. Food is scarce to find. Smoke swirls in the sky. Lightning cracks and thunder sounds. I wake in the night. Fear freezes me inside. I many times pray for peace to come. Children will share the world again. When love is strong, injustice will fail. When love melts into song, peace will prevail. Love is fruitful, peace is powerful, hope blossoms in our hearts, soon we'll be together again.
Just wanted to make a couple of comments. Thanks, August. The last two poems we heard, I was impressed with the imagery in them. Very, very vibrant, and you could really see it. And in particular, Jackson's was, I had written suitably disturbing imagery in the margin of that poem. But they're both very imagistic, but in a different way. Just really beautiful. Thank you very much.
Okay, so now we're going to have the Peace Scholarships. And I want to remind, if you all could wait, the poets can come up and the scholarship winners to get a group photo. We'll try to do as quickly as possible. So Paul Ortiz, professor and Veterans for Peace member and coordinator of the Peace Scholarship Program for the last 8 years. And Scott Camille, President, Veterans for Peace, will present the Peace Scholarships to this year's recipients. We encourage all poets to apply when you become high school seniors, and if you're already in college, Olivia, apply next year. So thank you.
Good afternoon. Let's give all the recipients of Peace Poetry Awards another round of applause. Just incredibly inspirational. My name is Paul Ortiz. I'm a veteran, third-generation military veteran, member of Veterans for Peace, and I'm the chair, have the great honor of being the chair of the Gainesville Veterans for Peace Scholarship Program. This is our 8th annual year, and I've been a university professor for over 20 years now. I serve on many national scholarship award committees. I've served for the Rockefeller Foundation, the Ford Foundation, the MacArthur Genius Award, et cetera, et cetera. This scholarship, Veterans for Peace, is by far my most favorite scholarship program to be associated with, because in addition to the premier scholarship programs across the country, our scholarship award winners here in Alachua County, they have a great GPA, as you can imagine. They have a great commitment to their studies. And plus those things, they have a tremendous commitment to making this world a better place beyond rhetoric. They have to demonstrate a commitment to social justice and equality and nonviolence. So the names of the Peace Scholarship recipients are in your booklet, and I'll just point you to those. They're at the opening of the booklet, and so you can follow along. When I call your name, and this year we have 4 recipients, I believe 3 are here with us, this was an incredible competitive award, as you can imagine. It was very difficult to choose the winner, and to just echo what Sheila Payne said earlier, now that you've won the Poetry Award and you're in 11th or 12th grade and thinking about getting ready to go to college or vocational program or nursing program or et cetera, think about applying to the Peace Scholarship. And the information is on the Veterans for Peace homepage. So our first recipient is Miriam Elshire. And if Miriam could come to the front if she's here. Miriam is a double major in political science and women's studies at the University of Florida. She is a member of Students for Justice in Palestine, Dream Defenders, and is president of the Pride Student Union. She has a goal, eventually becoming a social movement lawyer. She writes, quote, "I do not believe in using the law to solve issues in the traditional way that strips people of individual power. Rather, change is created by resistance of the people." Congratulations, Miriam. Our second recipient is Isabella Macias. Is Isabella here? I think that she had another, I think that her sibling was graduating today, but I'll just read her citation. Isabella is a first-generation college student. She is currently a second-year astrophysics major at the University of Florida. She served as a student ambassador with the Unidos Now, a nonprofit organization on their voter education initiative. And she specializes especially in the issue of voting rights, which, as we know in Florida, is a hot topic, is it not? Her goal is to pursue a career as an astrophysicist at NASA and to encourage more women of color to pursue STEM-related careers. So please give it up for Isabella Macias. The third recipient of the Gainesville Veterans for Peace Scholarship Award is Brianna Michelle. And I believe Brianna is here. Hey, Brianna. What's that? Beholds, okay. So Brianna made a very important teaching for me, teaching cue. I almost made a terrible mistake in terms of her school affiliation. She's a graduate of Buchholz High School, is that correct? Okay, thank you. I almost said the wrong high school. That'd have been terrible, especially with school board members around, right? She's also a graduate of the dual enrollment program at Santa Fe College. She's currently double majoring in women's studies and psychology at UF. She's especially concerned with educating middle-class people about the issues that marginalized communities endure every day, including food security, domestic violence, and economic justice. She plans to either attend a PhD program or law school in pursuit of a career dedicated to social justice. Congratulations, Brianna. And I believe Maria de la Cruz is here. Maria, if you'd like to come to the front. As Maria comes to the front, I just want to say that it's really a joy to read the letters of recommendation for all of the individual students who apply. All of these letters of recommendation for the 4 award winners were just sterling. And as I'm reading them, I'm just wishing, wow, I wish I was that good of a student in high school. Just incredible. So Maria is a graduate of Newberry High School, and she's a political science major at the University of Florida. She is a leader at Chispas at UF and has led many workshops to help DACA and undocumented individuals in Alachua County who would like to pursue higher education. Now, what's really cool, too, about Maria's academic aspirations is that after she graduates from the University of Florida in 2023, she plans to stay in the area to give back to her hometown community. And she says, I would like to give back to the Latinx community. From my personal experience, I'm a firsthand witness to the many disparities within the Hispanic community in Alachua County. Please join me in congratulating Maria. Thank you. So a few more things. So in a minute, we're going to release you to a wonderful reception with light refreshments and fellowship. But before that, we want to get all of the Peace Poetry Award winners and scholarship winners to begin coming to the front of the room. And also, if you would like to donate to Veterans for Peace, I want to make a pitch. Everything you saw today takes resources, right? It takes money. And so if you're interested, following our website, attending our Winter Solstice program, your support allows us to offer scholarships and to sponsor the Peace Poetry program. And before folks start coming to the front, and I guess it's a good transition, could all of the poets, scholarship winners, and Olivia stand for another round of recognition? So I'm going to call Sheila up to add some closing comments.
No, it's just, I want to make sure there's not a poet here who didn't get to read. I didn't ask that, because we had a couple who said they were coming, and then when their names were called, okay, thanks.
So Sheila, now we can invite folks to the front, right?
Yeah, and then we'll have Olivia play music.
Okay.
After, I guess, because I see people leaving, so we want to get the
Okay, so let's go ahead and transition now to the group photo, and we'll do the group photo first, and then when we finish that, we'll kind of transition over to the reception. And thank you again for attending the annual Peace Poetry Veterans for Peace Peace Scholarship Program. Thanks, everyone. And if we, again, all of our poets and our scholarship winners come up for a group photograph.